Bill slipped into the airplane restroom. He locked the door, pulled out some tape, and expertly covered the smoke detector. He took out a cigarette, set his gun aside, and lit up, taking a couple of deep drags. He was an air marshal, working 365 days a year on planes. He had long learned to find little ways to unwind. When he stepped out, most of the passengers were fast asleep. Bill yawned. Then he received a text message. It said he had broken the law by smoking in the restroom. This was a secure network used exclusively by aviation authorities. Who could possibly be texting him on this channel? Bill stood up and scanned the cabin. Nothing looked suspicious. Then another message came through. Wire $150 million to this account. Otherwise, in 20 minutes, someone on this plane will die. Bill went straight to Jack. The only people with access to this restricted network were the two of them. So Bill's gut told him Jack had to be messing with him. To prove his innocence, Jack handed over his phone for Bill to check. But aside from routine work logs, there was nothing suspicious. Bill tensed up again. The death threat was no joke. But Jack wasn't convinced. After all, killing someone on a plane at 30,000 feet? The killer would have nowhere to run. This was probably just some sick prank. Jack told him not to stir up trouble for nothing. But Bill couldn't shake his unease. He hurried to the cockpit and briefed the captain on the situation. According to aviation regulations, once a security threat is confirmed, the plane must be diverted to the nearest airport immediately. However, it would take the Transportation Security Administration at least 30 minutes to run background checks on all the passengers. Most of that time had already slipped away. Sitting around waiting clearly wasn't the smart move, so he grabbed Nancy, the head flight attendant, and pulled up the cabin surveillance system. He flashed his badge and enlisted the help of Jen, the passenger seated next to him. Bill and Nancy went way back. She was someone he could absolutely trust, and when he first received the threatening message, Jen had been asleep right beside him, so she was in the clear too. Bill had them monitor the surveillance feeds, while he continued texting the suspect. Anyone seen using their phone would immediately be flagged for investigation. The strategy paid off fast. As soon as he sent the message, passengers using their phones at the same time were quickly identified one by one. Surprisingly, the most suspicious of them all turned out to be his fellow air marshal, Jack. Seeing Jack get up and head toward the restroom, Bill didn't have time to think. He followed immediately.
You bitch!
Shh,
Put it over.
What are you... Bill, look, I need this money. I can cut you in.
Seeing Bill's aggressive stance, Jack caught him off guard and struck first, trying to get the upper hand. But Bill's reflexes were lightning fast. The two of them threw down in the cramped space. Thanks to his superior combat skills, Bill quickly gained control. After a brutal struggle, he managed to pin Jack down and locked in a lethal guillotine choke. But Jack still refused to give up. He fought with everything he had, reaching desperately for the gun that had fallen to the floor. Seeing things going south, Bill had no choice but to clamp down hard, snapping Jack's neck with a sickening crack. At that exact moment, a timer let out a piercing beep. The 20-minute countdown had just hit 0.